Hey there, Jacko. So, yeah, we'll have a little scanny, bro. So, just a first observation. If you look at your PvP, you're obviously quite high rank in there. Now, downside of that is you get attacked back by higher players, and that can have an effect on your stats. 39% defense, 78% attack. 78 is fantastic. 39 is about norm, but I reckon if you were a lower PvP ranking, you'd probably have a higher defense stat. So don't look into that too badly. I suspect you're probably getting hit by harder players in PvP. I think that would be a fair assessment of how things are likely to work. So let's have a little scanning. I don't want to move and see you, so we'll just scout. Okay, so first thing, if you look at your perimeter, I would say that because you've got all your buildings quite close to your walls, what that's doing is it's making your spawn zones closer. So I could pretty much spawn straight on and hit your barracks. I don't have to travel, if that makes sense. So what I always try and do is have a much smaller footprint, which is why I've asked you to go look at what I'm setting up on. A smaller footprint in the middle, and then use your bases to spread this green zone as far out as humanly possible. So again, here you're spawning closer. You need to push these bases out. 2.5 squares between each base is kind of the ideal, and what that does is it gives you a much further spawn zone. Now, because of how you're doing your spawn zone, I'm pretty much going to launch behind this rock here. So what I'd be doing is I would first thing first, I would set my tanks. You can see I've got obviously 2 Merkers there. So I'd set my tanks, which then your salvo is going to lock onto. Meanwhile, while they do that, I'll then launch the M270s, and I'm just going to fire over the top of this rock outcrop and take out your war factory, because you've got some big animals in there. You can tell straight away there's a big tank, and I don't want to mess with that, so I want to take that out straight away. I don't want that chasing round or having to take time trying to take it out. So I've got to get that out straight away. That's my philosophy. I'm then obviously going to take care of your salvo. You can see obviously I've got Zeus, so I'm not going to worry about anything coming out of your helicopters. But that said, I can pretty much take away this helicopter, this war factory, the SAMs and the salvos for very, very little damage. So I think that'd be well worth it. Just check as well, is that transform actually powering up those two? Are they slightly outside its radius? Nudge that transformer up, you'll see them light up, and then you know obviously they're engaged. If you look here, you can see that one's lit up. If you look at them two, I'm not thinking that they are. Sometimes you get a bit of a glitch on that, so give them a wiggle and see if they're lining up. So that's the first thing I'd have a look at. Level of turrets is good. Howitzer's good. Couple of salvos in there, rail guns. Yes, you've got your new big gun turret, which is excellent. I would probably suggest though that you get something else to cover the back of this. I mean, certainly if you look again from this rock outcrop, which I think is your weak spot, you've got a salvo but nothing else. I'd be making sure that maybe that howitzer there was indeed a peacemaker. The firepower on that, the range is absolutely superb. Do you know what? I'd just maybe probably get your war factory more in towards that middle, and I'd put your heavy cannon possibly behind that wall potentially if you wanted to. It's certainly something maybe to look at. Just got your feedback there that you've had a cracking defence, so well done. I mean, my observations, I would say, and again, I'm here to be critical. I'm not here to tell you everything that is absolutely fantastic. There is a lot of good stuff going on, but I would push your bases further out potentially. I would have your mines a little bit further out. Have a think about where people are going to come from for your mines. So I know I would hit you from here, so that I'd place a mine there. It would probably put me off a little bit. Do you get what I mean? Because obviously to stand there for a period of time and then fire over the top of means that that mine's really going to cause me some bother. So get yourself a mine at the back of there, I would suggest. What else could we think of? No, that's pretty much it, bro. Yeah, so have a think about maybe where the War Factory goes. Maybe have a think about extra cover at the back there, the mines. You can keep your War Factory where it is if you've got that mine covered, and as I say, get that peacemaker in there as well as, and I think that'll be excellent. Not quite sure what you've got in your barracks there. Morser, I'm told, are very, very good. I personally have the Mortarmen machine guns, as you know, are poor, so I wouldn't really go with anything like that. So overall, mate, yeah, real tidy base. Good results. I suspect a lot of it's your PvP rating. That's going to obviously lower your defence as well, but certainly a few things, if you want to, that you could have a little look at. Cheers, bro.